Welcome back. This is part 2 of lesson 3 on decision making in module 1 of the money management unit. In the first part of this lesson, we discussed the decide process, which helps students clarify their desired goals and criteria for an acceptable outcome, then compare the options and choose an option that best matches the established criteria. And this is a way to help you as a consumer reduce the risk of having buyer's remorse if you understand your decision-making process beforehand. So we went through the analogy of decide, saying we have to define our goal, establish the criteria for an acceptable outcome, choose 2 or 3 good options, identify the pros and cons of the options, decide the options that best matches the criteria, and evaluate the results. If you go to page 20 in your student guide, you will see how Selena used this process to help her choose an acceptable cell phone. So we're going to go through that and talk about the decide process and see how Selena made her decision and made the best choice because of that. So on page 20, it's time for Selena to upgrade her cell phone. How does she decide on upgrades? Well, we're going to look at this chart. She filled out the following chart to help her decide which phone would fit her best. And the first step in the decide process is to define your goal. Well, it's a good thing we just learned about SMART goals in our second lesson. Her goal was to upgrade to a new cell phone this week and spend less than $100. So really quick, I want to review the SMART goal process and the goal setting process. This is S, a specific goal. What does she want? A new cell phone. It's measurable. It says that she wants to spend less than $100. It's attainable. I think most students could get $100 or have $100 to spend on a cell phone. It's probably attainable for her. It's relevant. Cell phones are used nowadays for communication as well as to look up information if it's a smartphone. And it's time bound. She wants to get it this week. So she's defined her goal. Get a new phone this week, spend less than $100. Step 2 is to establish criteria for an acceptable outcome. So this is where we ask ourselves, what are the features you absolutely must have? And which ones would you like to have, but you could probably live without? For Selena, she decided that the features she must have are the fact that it has to be in the same wireless network she has already. It needs to have a camera and a slide-out keyboard. All right, so this lesson was obviously written before the time of smartphones, but that's okay. Slide-out keyboards, still really great to have. She would like it for it to be blue, and she wants to be able to download a lot of apps. So it sounds like she also wants this to be a smartphone. So now that Selena knows the type of phone she's looking for, now her job is to choose 2 or 3 good options. So she can go research some phones that have the same wireless network, that have a camera, a slide-out keyboard. She could look for specifically blue phones, and probably smartphones is what she's also looking for. Nowadays, if you go onto the internet and look at different options, there are filters that you can use in most websites to filter down just the options that you want to look at. So I'm sure as Selena is searching for the perfect phone, she's probably using those filters, filtering out the colors just to be blue, filtering out just regular phones and just choosing smartphones. She's probably going on to her wireless network provider right now and also looking at the keyboards, so looking for a slide-out keyboard as well. So for Selena, she said after eliminating a bunch of models, there are 3 she likes that are either blue or have a lot of apps. So she got one or the other, but it doesn't seem like she could find a blue phone with a lot of apps. Once you've found your options, it's important also to identify the pros and cons of those options. What's good about option A versus option B, and what might option A not be so good about that option B is. So if there's a lot of criteria options, you might want to make a chart to quickly compare and contrast each feature. A pro-con list would work very well if you're familiar with those. So Selena said that she found a blue one, but it's the one that has the fewest number of apps available for it. And that's not really something you can change if it's a specific model. But she could buy a blue case for it, so she's trying to find a way around for it. Of the other two, the less expensive one actually has the better consumer ratings. So it sounds like she went online, did some research, and also looked at what other customers were saying about the phones. And she found that the lesser expensive one of the two that aren't blue had the better consumer ratings. The next step for Selena was to decide on the option that best matches the criteria. So which of the three options best matches what you wanted in the first place? Selena said that she was going with the less expensive, higher rated black phone with a lot of apps. Well, that really fits well into her criteria at the beginning. She looked in the wireless network that she has now and found some options. The less expensive of the two black phones that she found was also the one with better consumer ratings. So people liked it better than the phone that was more expensive. So she's choosing that phone. The last step in this decision-making process is to evaluate your results. So after you've made your choice, look at what you like and you don't like about what you've chosen so that you can add to the criteria next time, and maybe you can make a more informed decision next time. So for Selena, she said she loves her new phone. It has lots of apps on it, which is exactly what she wants, but next time she really would love a blue one. Now this isn't for her a huge deal, not having a blue phone, because with all of the phone cases available nowadays, she can go ahead and she can buy a blue phone case, and that'll take care of that final want that wasn't even big on her list to begin with. Now that Selena has a phone, her parents have asked her to research options for a family cell phone plan to cover all 4 family members. Her older brother attends an in-state college, and he has agreed to contribute $30 a month to the cost of the family plan if he can get unlimited talk and text minutes along with a data plan. All right, so we're going to use our decide procedure to figure out if we can get a cell phone plan for Selena's family. We're going to go through the whole decision-making process and see what family phone plan we can come up with. So make sure that you are open in your student guide to page 20. And I'd also like you to get a new clean sheet of paper out, and we're going to go through this decision-making process and create a goal, establish our criteria, figure out our options, and then choose the best choice. So remember, the first thing that we need to do is define our goal. What is it that Selena needs to do? I'm going to put up the scenario again, and I want you to write down a goal for Selena. Try and make it a SMART goal. So a SMART goal, remember, is something that is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. If you can't remember all of those things, turn to page 40 in your student guide, and you will see the SMART goal guide right there. It's very short for you, as well as the decide steps right below it. So you'll be able to see both the decision-making process and the goal-setting process at the same time. So pause this and decide on a goal for Selena. All right, so hopefully you've created a goal. The goal that I created says this. It says purchase a family cell phone plan for under $120 within the next month. So this is a specific goal. It says what we want to do. We want to purchase a cell phone plan. It's measurable. We're saying for under $120. Now that's pretty attainable for a family of 4. Her brother's willing to pitch in $30 a month, so $30 per person is $120. It's relevant for communication. Her brother's off at college, so they'll want to communicate with each other. And it's time-bound. They want to do this within the next month. Now your goal may be a bit different than mine, but hopefully it says something about a cell phone plan, and hopefully you've added some type of money budget in there. Those are the things that you're looking for. So now that we have defined our goal, we want to establish the criteria. What must this family cell phone plan include? Here's the scenario again. I want you to again pause this and decide what criteria the family needs in order to have a good cell phone plan. So as I looked at the criteria, I decided that this cell phone plan needed to include 4 members, since there's 4 people in Selena's family. It needed to include unlimited talk and text so that her brother was able to contribute that money. And I added that we'd like for it to be $120 or less. Now that isn't so important. If you have to pay a little bit more, you know, that's still affordable. But since I got that from our goal, I thought it was important to add to our criteria as well. Because we live in a technologically savvy world, I'm also going to add data usage into my criteria. So I'm going to add 16 to 24 gigabytes, and that is the data that you use over 1 month. The typical person uses about 4 gigs of data a month. So 4 gigs, 4 people, that's 16 gigabytes, 24 just to be on the safe side. So I'm also going to be looking for a cell phone plan that has that much data involved. Now that we have our criteria, it's time to do some research. So I've already pulled up some websites that I'm going to show you with some cell phone carriers. And we'll decide which ones of these plans would work best for Selena and her family. So the first one I've pulled up, this is Verizon Wireless. So here up at the top, Verizon Wireless, it says. They have many new plans. And as I scroll down their website, you'll see, oh, we can pick our new plan size. So I said that we're looking for 16 to 24 gigabytes a month. And I'm going to start with their extra large plan. So their extra large plan, it says it's enough data to keep the whole family, or you and your love of the internet, happy. It says 16 gigabytes plus 2 gigabytes per line. So if there's 4 people, they get 4 gigabytes. Each of them split, that 16 split 4 ways is 4 gigabytes plus 2 extra gigabytes. So this is about 6 gigabytes per line. They're getting this for $90 a month. Now, if you look down here, this is really tiny, but there's some fine print. It says plus $20 per month per smartphone purchased. So $90 a month plus 80 extra dollars. This is $175 or $170 a month. It's $50 more than I want. But it also says there's carryover data, so if I don't use data 1 month, I get it the next. There's a safety mode. I can call to Mexico and Canada, and there's a data boost. I've added the Verizon information to a list. So this is the Verizon Extra Large package. It's 4 members for $20 each, so that's about $80. It has unlimited talk and text. There is 16 gigabytes plus an extra 2 gigabytes per line. So that's 6 gigabytes per person each month, and that costs $90. So far for my criteria, I've got everything except that it's $170 a month. I'd like to see if we can get a lower price of $120 or less. So I've returned to Verizon's page, and I found that they have a large plan, and they've described this as for couples or those married to their device, and it gives you 8 gigabytes plus 2 extra gigabytes a line for $70 a month. Again, there's a $20 per month per smartphone charge. The carryover data is still there. This doesn't have Canada and Mexico conversations or abilities, but their son is in state, so they really don't need to be calling out of the nation. So I'm going to add that to my research list. So here I've went ahead and I actually created a table for my information. So it shows the 2 plans. They both allow 4 members for $20 each person. So that's $80 a charge. They have talk and text. The differences are in their data right now. The extra large version has more data. The large version still has plenty per person. And then the prices, which are still more than my $120 budget that I'm looking for. Alright, that's all the time I have in this video, so look for another video that discusses 2 more plans for cell phone usage and the rest of the decision-making process.